You know, you gotta hand it to Dandadan. It only took 6 episodes, and our boy Ken has already placed his balls on his love interest's face. The most devious teabagging I think I've ever seen. And that's not even a lie. He did. Maybe he himself didn't, but I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think it sticks in a court of law that someone stole it and put it on you. It's like, at the end of the day, his golden balls were being squished in. The fact that this girl has been holding on to them like it was the Dragon Ball and refusing to accept that it was someone's family jewels, because who would honestly think that, is the most hilarious thing this show could have possibly done. I am absolutely loving this show and how unhinged it is. Starting the episode off with me literally bursting out laughing because of Turbo Granny talking about how she covered up the family jewels was funny enough. But the escalation of the episode and how you take who I thought was just going to be the school bully. Like, I thought we were just going to smack around the school bully. No, in fact, like, she's joining the cast, and honestly, I'm here for it. I think her character is incredibly fun. And it's the way that she's like, she jumps us to try to like purify us, only for Momo to probably kill 2 of her friends, because she tossed their bitch ass like ragdolls into that metal. I don't think they're coming out of that. And then we fight with wannabe Dommy Mommy, who is about to get burned alive and messed up. This show's 10 out of 10, and honestly, I'd recommend it to the most normal person I know, just because they need to experience the golden balls known as Dandadan. A full live reactions though over on Patreon if you want to see me laugh and break in real time to this greatness over there exclusively. So this show to me is like a very interesting case of like rom-com meets shonen. Like, that's really how it feels to me, because you have like a general like rom-com, almost like romance formula between the central two, which is incredibly well done. And then you have, like, I think the best way, like, the vibe I'm getting personally, I don't know if other people would agree, it's almost if you took, like, Mob Psycho 100 meets Chainsaw Man and kind of merged it together in terms of the spiritual action kind of wild side. It's just so well done, and is easily, I think, my favorite, like, modern thing I've seen. If I'm taking a look, if I pull from the list of big names that have come out, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, Mob Psycho 100, Chainsaw Man, like, those types of shows, like all of them, mind you, I think this one's already, like, my favorite out of the batch. Like, it's just something so different. And it's like, I love how vulgar it is without necessarily being vulgar. Like, no one can deny the fact that this show started off with a guy losing his weenie, he's lost his balls, his family jewels are nowhere to be found, at least for a bit. And, like, they have a lot of, like, sexual humor, but it doesn't feel vulgar. It feels like it's literally meant to be funny. If you're the character in question, it's traumatizing. But for the viewer, it's just honestly funny. And I think it's mainly due to how good the VAs nail their performance, but also the art direction. They chose a very good style for art, which sometimes it feels more cartoonish, which I think lends to the comedy. And then when it feels more serious, it has that extra lines, the extra detail, and it just makes it feel like, damn, this Sakuga is badass. They are doing so well. And as I've been talking in recent episodes, it's not just like we watch this show because of, oh my god, she stole his balls, or, you know, the shock factors. Those are great, and I wouldn't change a thing about it, but it's literally the Momo Ken show, right? Like, Okarun Ken, like, he's just fantastic. I think this MC dynamic would be very easy to make him just feel more like the wimpy kind of push around. And while he's not the strongest out of the central 3, in my opinion, for me, Momo's number 1, Turbo Granny, followed by him. But that's not because I think he's a bad character, it's just, at the end of the day, someone's going to be your least favorite out of an amazing cast. It's like saying, hey, do you want this $1,000 steak, or do you want this $1,000 amazing fish? It's like, people are going to have their preference, right? Like, that's basically what it is. But the idea that the scene with him standing up to the people, basically being like, oh, she sleeps with anyone, right? Because the bitch we ended up knocking on the head basically spread the rumor that she spreads her legs for anyone. And if that ain't a high school rumor, I don't know what is. So the idea that he powers up, man, like, he's ready. I'm surprised he didn't grab him and whip them through. Like, I thought that's where we were building up. Like, that moment's so good. And the fact that then she gets, like, a little suspicious, and she's like, you know, I'm kind of upset at him, because her friends are like, hey, what's wrong with Bae? She doesn't correct them about not being boyfriend and girlfriend until the very end, because clearly that part doesn't bother her. And then she learns that he stood up for her. And I love the idea that we're building so much great chemistry with them, because that's the core thing about this show, is that these two together are so freaking good, and there's no way we've only known them for 6 episodes. You add in that Turbo Granny dynamic, who basically looks like Happy from Fairy Tale, just in stuffed animal form, and you have a great mascot, someone who legitimately will be an ally, will be kind of like that Dimple in our show. Dimple in Mob Psycho for the longest time, wanted to, screw over our boy, but eventually came to terms. This is actually a little easier because it actually feels like she's genuinely here for us. She will, at a moment's notice, if she has an opportunity to take back his body, will do so. But at the end of the day, she's actually a genuine good support. Then you add in Hot Granny, and it's just like, the cast is top to bottom great. Even the girl be spreading rumors and being a ruckus, I'm glad she's a part of the cast. Like, she's going to be such a fun rivalry dynamic that I just need to see more of. And then you add in the spiritual wild action. That is the most, probably at face value, entertaining part. But there's no denying, to get there, the reason it's always so fun is because we have all the great characterization. And going up against someone who basically is like, call me mommy, and just basically, if you do, I'm pretty sure your soul would have been destroyed right then and there. The idea that she just wants to be mother and just be, and she swallowed everyone. Like, she reminded me of like a hawk just, I don't know if you've ever seen videos. The most recent one I saw was like this hawk that is giant bone, like that long, and just swallowed that shithole. Like, that's what she was doing to our characters, and then Turbo Granny busted her out with the gas station crosslighter, and just freaking fantastic. Like, this show, there's a lot of shows that I would claim to be 10 out of 10, because for me personally, like, they do no wrong for what I'm looking for. Like, I like everything about it. But this is the type of 10 out of 10 that I truly think, unless you're just really wanting to be a hater on this show, like, even if it's not for you, it nails exactly what it's going for, and production-wise, this is probably the most consistent show I've seen this year. At least for what they've shown me over 6 episodes now. Shit's amazing, devious teabagging, and it's not even a lie that our boy did technically put his balls all over these girls' face. He's doing more than most harem protagonists ever will dream. Thoughts down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, full live reactions over on Patreon. And hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. So today we got Simon Lau, Enki, Mark Green, Miguel Martinez, Axe Alex 2018, GreedX23, and we also have Toasted. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care, and you'll have a good one.